Okay. All right, here we go. Welcome, greetings. This one is for you, dear Cancer. That's you over here. This is your general report for July 2018 from yours truly, Tarot Lumination. Okay? Bring your team in with you. Bring your spirit guides. It really helps. We do have a team thing going on here too. Before I get into the cards, I had to show you some Tarot Lumination Astro Doodles like we did with everybody else, simply because it's so important right now because of the eclipses here in July and August. And you'll see. Let's just get on with it, okay? We'll do the cards in just a second. Please mark your calendar, all right? Already coming into the month, coming out of the end of the June, we have the Cancer Capricorn full moon. So that's right in your face, okay? June 27th. So that's going to have a 2-week integration period as you come to July the 12th, which is the new moon eclipse in Cancer. This is kind of a historical moment for you, Cancer. It's the beginning. It's a heads up look at a new cycle. It hasn't been like this for 19 and a half years. And it's starting now. And this is a heads up view, a glimpse of what's going to be happening with you in 2019, because the North Node is going to move into Cancer. And this is like the big signal, like, pay attention, Cancer, pay attention. This is happening now. It's starting now. We're still in the Leo Aquarius eclipses, but you're getting this one anyway. So move on, July 27th, back to Leo and Aquarius like we were in February and also last year. Sun in Leo, Moon in Aquarius. It is an eclipse, okay? Expect radical upheaval. Next, the new moon, August 11th, the third eclipse in a row. Leo Sun, Leo Moon, okay? So just mark those dates. I know we're extending over the July reading, but it's important because of the eclipses. Now I'm just going to show you. Hold on, give me a second. I'm going to show you this. This is my own. These are my own personal notes. I mean, don't laugh, okay? I know this looks kind of like a minivan, and this looks like somebody going into outer space in a space balloon and things like that, but it's not really. This is actually very important, serious stuff. You can probably tell. I put a big star up here because you are marked, Cancer. This is your month, and also the eclipses. It's extra super exciting, interesting, fun, and challenging. So let's start way early over here, okay? Think of this as a clock. And we're going to follow lunar cycles every 2 weeks. Follow the lunar patterns. We'll start here. This is the full moon that just happened at the end of June. That's taking you through the first 2 weeks of July. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, all the way up to the eclipse. Okay, there is the Cancer new moon eclipse, July the 12th. Right here, right in your face. There's nowhere to hide, Cancer. It's right in your face. Who are you? What are you? Where are you coming from? Where are you going? What do you look like? How do you feel people see you? How do you see other people? What is my new identity? What identity is being eclipsed out of me, and what new identity is being eclipsed into me? Whatever is mine comes to me. Whatever is not mine moves away. And then ask. You can also ask, whatever is mine, please bring it to me. Whatever is not mine, please take it away. So it is spoken, so it is done. Okay, Cancer, so this is for you. Now we got to keep moving. It never stops. 2 weeks later, sorry, 2 weeks later. Oh, excuse me. It's over here. Sorry, the arrows got all squiggled out of the line. Here we go. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. This is the Leo Aquarius eclipse over here, okay? So this is happening in your 2nd and 8th houses, okay? And then 2 weeks later, the Leo new moon eclipse over here in August 11th, but we'll forget that for now. The point is, like, radical new shifts in who you are. It's inevitable. It's going to happen, and you might feel it in very first and foremost relationships. This is not a love and relationship report. You need to go to the other playlist for that. This is just broad spiritual spiritual perspectives. Say that fast 10 times in a row. I dare you. Then, because it's on the first and seventh house axis of relationship, a lot of this that you're going to learn, a lot that's going to unfold in front of you, is going to happen in the context of your most significant relationship or relationships. There's no way out of it. That's how you learn this stuff. So what happens is you might discover new value, new values, new worth, new sense of self-worth. What are you worth to others? What are others worth to you? How do you value others? How do others value you? Even taking it all the way to money. Maybe you're going to have extreme radical shifts and upheavals regarding money that you never had before. Maybe you'll come into money. This is the money house over here. Radical new shifts, openings and beginnings. And how does that happen? What are the fundamental intimate relationships that constitute healthy relationships when it comes to money and finance, business deals, things like that? Okay, so this is the best of times, this is the worst of times, because when you're making these decisions here, you know, when you get married, for example, when people get married, hopefully it's the best decision they've ever made about anything in their whole life. However, if you realize you've made a mistake, then it can be the worst thing you've ever done. That's why they call this the house of open enemies. Okay, they're right in your home, they're right in your face. I didn't mean to scare you. Ah! Okay, here we go, Cancer. On to the cards. Sorry, that was a very long intro, but we had to do it because you are getting singled out among all the signs right now for what's coming up in 2019. Well, you and Capricorn, but for this video, it's all about you. Cards were well shuffled in advance. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. Sorry, I love the cards the way they were originally painted, and I love the Rider-Waite. So that's how it is. It's, you know, it speaks for itself. Watch for your sun, moon, and rising too, and watch for your significant others. It might really help in this situation, even though these are not love relationship readings. We're going to use a beating heart spread from Tarot Lumination, okay? We're going to go to the core. We're going to try and get you as closely aligned in with your heart energy as possible, Cancer, because that's what's best for you. Here we go. The heart needs what it... Sorry, we need to cut. Excuse me. Very, very much. I got so carried away there. I'm going to make it a nice even split. There we go. Try to bring some balance in here. Okay, here we go. The heart needs what it needs and wants what it wants. Okay, and that's just how it is. It's always working for you, pumping all the nutrients and life that you need and removing all the wastes that you don't need. Okay, what is yours comes to you. What is not yours is taken away. So it's very, very much in your interest to be as closely aligned with your heart energy as possible. What are you bringing in with you? Legacy energy. Maybe you're doing well. Maybe you've already been doing a lot of research on this stuff and you're all ready to, like, you know, bring it on. Just bring it on. I can handle this. Maybe you're still reeling from eclipses. Maybe you're reeling from the Cancer Capricorn full moon that just happened. You know, let's give yourself a break and give yourself 2 weeks to integrate all that stuff before you're running around like a chicken without a head. And then take your time when it reaches July 12th. That's going to be the point of critical mass. What about the energy of now as we go through July? So this could be very, very much under pressure. The energy of the now. How are you right now? Where are you right now? How are you being with yourself? How are others being with you? How are you taking charge of this? Are you lingering on the past, Cancer, which is so easy for you to do? And are you using that as an obsolete, redundant template for your so-called future? That's not going to help. The only way out of this whole thing is through. So you might as well just abandon yourself to the present, be as present as you possibly can be, and be grateful for the fact that you're a human being that has a chance to live through this thing that we call evolution, okay? And we have the amazing facility to make decisions, conscious, deliberate decisions, to go against our limbic system, our autopilot, our pre-formatted behaviors, and do something that is deliberately in the spirit of love thyself. So your power is expressed through the healing power of your decisions, okay? Over here, how do you do that effectively? So once you discover that it is kind of a formula, how do you do that effectively so you can turn it into like a process, like a practice, okay? And in so doing, generate consequences. Like you are a creator, a co-creator in your life. In other words, you, Cancer, are looking up to the skies and the heavens and the plants and the people, land and animals around you, and taking full advantage of this and saying, okay, well, if this is how it is, I might as well make the best of it. Show me what to do. Oh, okay, well, you're doing that already. You're hanging out over here with Tarot Lumination, getting a general reading. There you go. So that's a start, all right? That's what I'm trying to say. Be a co-creator in your life. Get help. Hang out with others who are co-creating, making brave, bold decisions, living through these eclipses fearlessly. Well, with a little bit of trepidation. So there is a formula here. We're starting to build up a beat, a strength, and a pulse, okay? What happens if you lose it? You trip up, or you get scared and you run away, or you just abandon yourself, you give away all your power. If you're one of those people who give away all your power all the time to everybody and everything around you, institutions, jobs, careers, ambitions, debts, credit cards, cars, having to have the best car, the hottest mate, the sexiest sex life, the most amazing everything, you could almost be, setting yourself up for a fall. Why not just live in the moment and deal with what that is? Because all of this too shall pass. What happens when you are in the zone and this is working? Well, that's what this looks like too, but it's in the positive. So we're setting up prospects and momentum for the next beat of the heart. I'm hoping you could see this as a heart shape here, trying to do the best for you. And think of this as your aura, okay? And the aura comes from here. It originates from here, and it's up to you to make sure that your aura is radiating in the most loving way possible, in the most joyful, effective way possible for you. So it's a team effort, okay? You and you, okay? And in so doing, you create this aura, which creates a secondary aura. Think of it in terms of rainbows. And there's tertiary auras out there. That affects the planet, okay? Love thyself. That's the most important thing you can do for you, because it affects everyone and everything around you. Let's have a look here. Circumstantial energy. Think of it as weather. Okay, with the Eight of Pentacles here, my feeling is that you're already hard at it. In some ways, you've been doing a lot of homework already. I can't say what, where, how, or why, or with whom, or when, but it almost looks like you're prepared and like you're preparing for this. It's like you've done, at some kind of subliminal level, you've been doing a lot of work. It feels like prepping, planning, securing, investing for your well-being. You might have been at this for years. You might have been at this for the last 19 and a half years from the last Cancer Capricorn cycle, okay? I know it sounds like a really long time period, but you might notice things that are resonating right now in your life that are similar to what happened, 19 and a half years ago. And you figured out then you need to get your SHIT together when this thing comes around again. And now it is here. You've done the work, you're doing the work, you're invested, you're prepared, you're ready. So I see that as good. What is your heart saying? Okay. The heart is saying like, whoa, please nurture me because I am very, very tender and sensitive at the moment. For all this work that I've done, we've gone full circle. Pretend this is a whole 19-year cycle. Oh my God. And it's here again. Think of this as an eclipse. Think of this as the moon. Think of this as highly specific, and that you are coming into your own. The heart knows this and feels this and wants this. It's like this is glorious for you, Cancer, to be totally in tune with yourself and being completely, authentically, truly optimized at who you are. The heart is sensing it and feeling it and knowing it now. And yeah, it's scary. It's scary to come into your full self, but it's also the most wonderful thing. So that's what I feel we're talking about here. I think this card here at the Heart Center is already sensing what's going to be happening around July 12th. It is the eclipse. It is the scary endings of all that's no longer yours, and it's the scary beginning of all that is yours to come, whatever that is. Oh no, oh no, oh no. But you can handle it, Cancer, because you're going to take care of you, all right? You can handle it. It is an ongoing journey, remember? It is an ongoing journey. Right. What are you bringing in with you? Wow. Oh gosh. Okay. The art of balance. Okay. Somehow or other, it feels to me like in all the work that you've been doing on yourself, you have found a degree of poise, a degree of balance, a degree of healing, massive, massive amounts of healing, massive amounts of self-healing in some deep, profound way. My feeling is that this has been your journey for the last 19 years, getting to this point where this all makes sense now. And the most important thing about it in some ways is the healing, the evolution, about how you've outgrown through your, like, think of it as like a beautiful alchemical process where you've been almost like creating medicine inside of yourself, always, 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 always improving, learning from anything and everything that went wrong and turning that into gold, spinning it into some form of healing. In other words, out of the bad comes the good. You know how they use viruses to make vaccines, you know? They inoculate people with the deadly thing in tiny amounts to immunize you later on. That's what I feel is going on here with the Temperance card. I think you've done a huge amount of work to get to the point where you are healing and you are healed. And you're just going to take it to the next level now. You're starting the whole journey again. Excuse me. So to me, this is very beautiful. And this is so beautiful. It feels to me like you're coming in here almost like you are a healer yourself, where you're going to be coming into your own. Like maybe that is a new type of identity that is going to come to you. And you are going to bring healing to yourself. You're going to bring healing to others, probably in a generic way, and probably to a significant other as well, okay, over here. So that's very good news. It's like being a professional healer. Even if you're not a professional healer, all I'm saying is that you're coming in here radiating this beautiful glowing evidence of, I'm going to show off now. This is Tarot Illumination showing off. I'm just going to grab this moment. It's almost like you are the embodiment of this, okay? This is the little book we're writing here at Tarot Illumination. I don't know if you can see this. It says Tarot Illumination. This is the front cover. Love and Healing. A little book about the healing power of love. Okay, so there you go. To me, this feels as that this is what you're about. This is kind of what you're up to. You're in some kind of healing vortex where you are healing and you are being healed simultaneously. All right, what about the ever-present now? Okay, what's happening over here? What are you doing, Cancer? You must be doing something right. To me, it looks like in your own way that might be totally inexplicable to anyone and everyone else, you have been deeply investing in yourself, vested in yourself, doing all the work deep, deep down at the soul level, almost to the point of obsession, where this is the number one priority, to heal and be healed. And from there, perhaps to heal others in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it's through being a really good accountant, or maybe a really good hairdresser, or a really good gym coach, or a yoga teacher, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It's all about spreading the love, spreading the healing power of love, invoking the healing power of love into your life from up above, and then spreading it outwards. You bring it in, then you own it, and you spread it out. You become loving, and be loved. You are loving, you are loved. You are loving, you are loved, okay? And this is the embodiment. It's like you're the actual embodiment of the healing power of love in action. So that's awesome. That's like gold. Your wealth is in your health, Cancer. So like if you don't have your health, if you're not healed, if you're not healing, then this is meaningless. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank if you are basically very, very sick person. So my feeling here is that you know very well what true health, what true healing means, what real love means. It's evidence. It's almost like loving yourself to the extreme and then living that by example, where you realize, my gosh, that is the most important thing. It sounds so bizarre, but we're taking it to extreme levels here with this reading. Love thyself. But it's like you're going to have to be a living example of taking it to the new level, because you've got it now. You own it, and this is very valuable. And this is something that you can share with many others. Many others will benefit from this besides you, Cancer. This is having abundance that you can share with your loved ones, and so on and so on. It creates a chain reaction. Love breeds love. Okay, so in this condition here, once you understand how incredibly fortunate and wealthy and gifted you are, especially when it comes to this energy of healing, then what do you do with all that? It's an incredible gift to have. So making your decisions means be very careful. So it's like the more you have, the more you have to be, the more vigilant you have to be. My feeling is that this is almost like something that other people would want to steal. They would want to take that from you because they don't feel it's fair. And that's understandable if you've done, but you've done the work. So it is fair, Cancer. It is fair. You have done the work on yourself. And it's like healing the healer. You've done a lot of self-healing and you're coming out the other side wealthy and abundant in your own way, whatever that is, you define that. But it does mean that now that you own this and you're taking it to the next level, there's higher levels of responsibility. It could be, it's just like when you have so much and it's so abundant, it's almost like you want to give it away. Watch out for thieves. Watch out for anyone and everyone who might try to undermine you. They might see you as the devil. They might see you as like some kind of like self-inflated so-and-so, and all they want to do is drag you down to their level so that they don't have to feel under pressure to do all the work that you've done to get to be like this. And so that would be the energy of cheating. There's a lot of people who would love to be this way, have this, but they don't want to do the work. They just want to say, well, just give it to me. But, evolution doesn't work like that. So my feeling here with the Seven of Swords is be very, very careful of others. Be extremely careful of others who are careless around you. I often think of black ice when I see this. If you're driving and living your life authentically, responsibly, you're being very loving and very loved, that's great. But not everybody's like that. And you could easily, no matter how well you're conducting yourself, it could be so easy for others to crash into you, deliberately undermine you, or try and cheat or steal their way around things. And all I'm suggesting here is extreme caution. Be extreme caution. Also, watch out for potentially getting carried away with yourself, where you think now that you've got all this, you can take shortcuts and you don't ever have to do this again. Once you're at these levels, you now have to maintain these levels of integrity and wealth and abundance. It's like becoming a trust fund manager, okay? And you can't cheat on that. You can't cheat yourself. You can't cheat others on that. That's sort of almost what the definition of a fund manager would be. So be very, very careful. It's like the pressure is increased more than ever, but it's beautiful. If you're going to have pressure, you might as well have something like this. So in other words, be very, very cautious when you're making decisions. What exactly is the most loving thing you can do for yourself now more than ever before? You're going to have to be more precise, more defined. How do you do that? Okay. Pretend that you don't know any of this. With the Page of Cups here, act as if you're starting all over again. Act as if you're innocent. Act as if you haven't done all the work and you have to start all over. You've already done it once. You know you can handle it. We're just taking it to the next level. So you come in with that, set love of thyself as the #1 priority, and then start the journey all over again from scratch. Okay? Eclipse 101. Right there. Okay? So the next 19-year journey is starting here in July. Kaboom. It's going to take 19 years for this to go round to here again. Okay? So this generates consequences. Okay, let's have a look. With the Page of Wands here, once you understand this, and you understand like the huge responsibilities of what's happening here, the epic evolutionary changes that are happening here, and then you come back down to earth again and just become, just be very, very careful. Make it your motto, love thyself, even if it means you have to learn new levels now. This can be the feeling of like, well, okay, let's just admit it. We're starting the journey all over again. We might as well make the best of it. It was really amazing last time. We had the most traumatic things you can imagine. We had the most wonderful things we can imagine. But did that stop me? No. Did all the bad stuff stop me? No. I was courageous. I am courageous. I still am courageous, and I will continue. Thank you very much. No apologies for that either, okay, Cancer? So what happens if you do get hit, run over, or vandalized, or sabotaged, or undermined by others? What happens if you do that to yourself? Okay, it's like you lose the fundamentals. You lose the love that's there for you from yourself with others, because this is so good, this is so pure. Okay, in other words, it's so easy to make mistakes here. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world, but each mistake is significant. So when you make mistakes, understand it's going to be very, very loudly reflected back to you from a significant other. Okay? A very, very deeply loving significant other. You will know every time you slip up and screw up, or every time you are sabotaged, or that you sabotage the relationship, or they sabotage you, whatever it is, you will know. So when you are in the zone and you are very cautious and you're very aware of how fortunate you are, and you continue in your renewed enthusiasm and naivety and innocence, understanding that it all starts over again, then look what you get. Look what you get, Cancer. It's almost like the dream card true that anyone and everyone would want. A beautiful, loving relationship with someone who truly loves you. You love them, they love you. I love you, you love me, and this would be the embodiment of a loving relationship. Of of course, it's very tender, it's very delicate because it's so subject, it's so vulnerable. This is so vulnerable to sabotage from others, from yourself, from a significant other, because you're operating at such high frequencies here. Just the slightest decrease in loving energy here, you will feel it. You will feel it as pain, as sorrow, as loss. Okay? So all I'm suggesting here is be very, very vigilant. Continue the practice. Continue whatever you've done, whatever you've learned to do, however you do it. You've done a good job. So we're just taking it to the next level and starting all over again. Look what you get. It's beautiful, Cancer. It's beautiful. This is the little Two of Cups. This is like the card of true love. True love. Okay? Very beautiful. Okay, let's have a look. Momentum. Okay. With the Devil card here, again, this is this is like, be aware. Be aware. Like, I think these two go very closely together here. I think with these eclipses, especially, once the doorway opens to the new and the doorway closes to the old, especially when you start to feel that around July the 12th, this is going to be a big, like, ding moment to what's going to be happening big time, much more in 2019 than now, because 2019 is going to have multiple eclipses on the Cancer Capricorn axis. So my feeling here with the Devil card is to be aware about what happens in relationships and how one little slip up could tie you into something that you regret. One perfect thing could, let's say, get you hooked up in a way that is just awesomely, obscenely satisfying, delicious, that it's almost illegal to be this happy in a state of, let's say, bonded. I'm not going to say bondage, but in a deeply bonded relationship where there are two people who, like, they commit to each other as a bond, like an irrevocable bond. Of course it is revocable, but it could feel like a very, 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 very tight relationship. Okay? I don't want to be scared by this card because there's another energy behind it, which I feel is the card of delicious earthly satisfaction in what it's like to taste the passions of, like, new love, okay? Which will give you, like, the fuel that you need to keep going. Of course, you don't want to become addicted to that. You don't want to set yourself up for a fall, So in other words, be very, very, very careful, Cancer. There's so much at stake here for you, so much potential good, but it's also so easy to lose it, so easy to blow it up. And you don't want to you don't want to do anything that would self-sabotage you or try to strap this down or lock it down as though it is like in a vice grip. Like, now that I got you, I own you. Ha 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 ha. Not really. That's not healthy. If you love someone, what you do is you actually liberate them. You heal them. That's what I think is going to go on here more than anything. The deep binding, it's almost like some of the most powerful forms of healing happen through deep binding, intimate, almost like sexual healing here. So that's what might be going on here in some kind of very, very, I'm taking it to the fringes here of interpretation, but I was just feeling that for that moment. So I wanted to add that for you. Okay, we've had enough here, Cancer. I hope I haven't scared you off or anything. Please come again. Please make the best of July and August in eclipses. And we'll do this again in August. Bye-bye.